Welcome everybody. We are expected to solve this equation 1 over x squared negative 1 over x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 1. Now clearly upon observation we can see that x cannot be equal to 0 here and x cannot be equal to negative 1 because the entire system gets into a state of undefined mode. So we need to avoid that. So having established the required condition, let us go on by considering the given system. So I'm starting off by stating consider 1 over x squared negative 1 over x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 1. So what I wish to do, I would like to multiply throughout by x positive 1 raised to the power of 2. So if I were to do that, I will get x positive 1 raised to the power of 2. Over here you got an x squared there, followed by negative 1 is equal to x positive 1 raised to the power of 2. So this is what we have got. Now I would like to change this system by adding 2 times of x positive 1 on both sides. So if I were to do that, this entire system can be rewritten in this following fashion. So let me just start off by adding x positive 1 raised to the power of 2. This is the system that we have got. So I'm going to add 2 times of x positive 1 and I'm going to remove 2 times of x positive 1. So I'm not actually doing anything to the system. I'm just trying some ways of manipulation so that we will be able to solve the system. So that's fair enough, but I've got a negative 1 here. So what I will do is I will push the negative 1 to the other side. So that would now mean I have x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 positive 1. So this is the system that I have got. Now from here what I will do is I will just retain negative 2 of x positive 1 on this side and move this over to the other side. So this can be rewritten as x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 divided by x squared, and then negative 2 times of x positive 1 is retained and this is moved to the other side. So I got x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 negative 2 times of x positive 1 followed by a positive 1. Fair enough. Now I wish to take x positive 1 out. So that would mean I now have x positive 1 in the numerator divided by x squared followed by negative 2, right? X positive 1 times x positive 1 would give me x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 divided by x squared followed by negative 2 times x positive 1 would give me this quantity. So fair enough. You're not making much alterations. So on the right hand side I got x positive 1 raised to the power of 2 and 2 times of x positive 1 and 1. Now is it okay if I can write this as x positive 1 followed by negative 1 and raised to the power of 2? What happens here? This is nothing but a minus b whole square. If I were to expand this, I will get the first term followed by negative 2 times x positive 1 times 1. Second term is also got and the last term is also got. So this is fair enough. Now x positive 1 negative 1, obviously positive 1 negative 1 gets cancelled, giving me x squared. And on the left hand side this is the quantity that I have got. Now what I wish to do is I would like to move x positive 1 to the right hand side. So if I were to do that, this is going to give me x positive 1 over x squared negative 2. This is one component. Move this down, so this is going to be x squared over x positive 1. So this is what we have got. Now I would like to introduce a new variable. So for introducing the new variable, what I wish to do is I would like to take let x positive 1 divided by x squared be equal to t. So what happens here? This is going to be my x positive 1 over x squared, and I need to place t there. So t negative 2, that's one side, and in this case x positive 1 over x squared is t, so this is going to be my 1 over t, right? Now if I were to cross multiply, I would get t of t negative 2 is equal to 1, which is nothing but t squared negative 2t is equal to 1, which means t squared negative 2t negative 1 is equal to 0. So this is a beautiful quadratic in t. Now if I were to simplify this for t, I would get 2 plus or minus root of 4 negative because of 2 being there. So 4a and c is negative 1 divided by 2, which is going to be 2 plus or minus root of 4 negative negative positive and a 4 there divided by 2. So this is equal to 2 plus or minus, I've got 8 there. So since it is 8, I can write 8 as root of 4 times of 2 divided by 2, which is going to give me 2 plus or minus 2 times of root 2 divided by 2. So therefore I got two values for t. So t1 is equal to 1 plus of root 2, that's a value, and another value is t2 is equal to 1 negative root 2, right? So two values are there for t. But what is t exactly? But t is taken to be as x positive 1 over x squared, right? So take that value, but t is x positive 1 over x squared. So if I were to take this as 1 and take this as 2, therefore 1 can be rewritten as x positive 1 divided by x squared is equal to 1 positive root 2. So this is what I've got. Now we need to solve this. So how are we going to solve it? Just cross multiply this. So this is going to give me 1 positive root 2 times x squared, and if we were to move all this to the other side, it's going to be negative x negative 1 is equal to 0. That is one system. Let me draw the line here. So from 2 I get x positive 1 over x squared is equal to 1 negative root 2. So this would mean 1 negative root 2 times x squared, negative x negative 1 is equal to 0. So this is the second system, right? So this is, one is positive and the other is negative. So let's solve this. So clearly it's a quadratic in x, so x is equal to negative, that's going to be positive, plus or minus root of 1 negative 4 times my a is 1 positive root 2, my c is negative 1 divided by 2 times a is 1 positive root 2. So this is equal to 1 plus or minus root of, this is going to be positive, so I get 1 positive 4 times of 1 positive root 2 divided by 2 times of 1 positive root 2. So this is the quantity that I've got. Now of course you can expand this and subsequently you can simplify this. Now clearly you can see that two roots are here. x1 is equal to 1 positive root of, now 4 times 1 is 4, you can add it here, it's going to be 5 positive 4 times root 2 divided by 2 times of 1 positive root 2. This is with the positive sign, and simultaneously you can also extract for the negative sign, right? 1 negative root of 5 positive, and this is going to be 4 times of root 2 divided by 2 times of 1 positive root 2. So that's how, if you want to rationalize, you can very well rationalize and simplify this, but I will just leave it to you. Now going to the other side, so clearly you can see that we have the other system also, 1 minus root 2 x squared negative x negative 1. Now let me just extract the discriminant b squared negative 4ac. So b is going to be 1 negative 4 times of a is 1 negative root 2, my c is negative 1. Now this is going to be 1 negative negative positive 4, right? So followed by negative 4 times of root 2. So this is going to be 5 here. Okay, 5 negative 4 times of root 2. Now what is root 2? 1.414. That is multiplied with 4. So if you were to do that, this is going to be 16 1, 4 ones are 4 5, 4 ones are 16 1, 4 ones are 4 5. So you get 5.656. So this is actually 5 negative 5.656, which is less than 0. So we are actually hitting a complex roots. So this has to be dropped, right? Because we are only interested in solving the system for real values of x. So the roots are present over here, x1 and x2, and that is the end of this particular question. Thank you everybody.